Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have tried to, or at least I have tried to take it step by step of introducing different topics in a structured manner. For example, I've talked about planets in different houses, planets in different signs. Then I've got into placements of planets from various houses. For example, we talked about 11th from Rahu, for example. We also talked about 12th from Ketu. So now when you combine the results of Ketu in different signs, Ketu in different houses with 12th from Ketu, and that's how you combine the results and see in your horoscope, then it will be more clear to you to be able to arrive at a conclusion. So in that light, today we will be talking about 10th from Saturn. Now we have already done Saturn in different signs, we have already done Saturn in different houses. So when I'm talking about 10th from Saturn, whichever sign Saturn is in, whichever house Saturn is in your horoscope, we can combine those results to now combine the aspect of Saturn also. I have made a separate video on the meaning of Saturn's aspects as well. So you can combine these three and see. Today I am making a more holistic video trying to combine the three manifestations and give you a guideline on how to see placement of 10th from Saturn, combining signs on combining placement in different house also. So firstly, whenever planet is placed in any sign, the nature of the sign is important, the characteristic of the planet is important, and how the planet behaves in that sign is important. Say for example, a planet gets exalted in that sign, so its manifestation is different. The planet is neutral to the sign, then its manifestation is different. The planet is in smooth trikona sign, then its manifestation is different. The planet is an inimical sign, then the manifestation is different. And lastly, planet in its debilitation sign is again the manifestation is different. Now there are other combinations, could be the planet gets combusted, the planet is eclipsed, the planet is in a bad yoga. All those combinations also come by. But if you talk about each and every combination for a planet in each and every house from each and every sign, then you will have to make hundreds of videos only about one planet. So it's better how to learn how to combine different manifestations and then arrive at a conclusion. So today let's talk about Saturn, 10th from Saturn, and how the results manifest. So firstly, as I said, Saturn's placement in the sign is very important. Saturn in a particular house is important, and the meaning of Saturn's 10th aspect is also important. So wherever Saturn is placed, if it's placed in a friendly sign or in its own sign or its Mool Trikona sign or its exaltation sign, then definitely Saturn gives good results of the house that it is placed in, of the sign that it is placed in. And because Saturn is in good dignity, so it adds that dignity to its aspect as well, even if it's aspecting an inimical sign. Say for example, Saturn placed in the Libra sign and with its 10th aspect aspecting the Cancer sign is a different manifestation than when Saturn is placed in Cancer sign and then aspecting the Aries sign with its 10th aspect. In the first case, where Saturn is in the sign of Libra in its exaltation sign and with its 10th aspect aspecting Cancer sign, though it's an inimical sign, yet its dignity in Libra in its exaltation sign adds to the results that Saturn will allow the native to be getting from the Cancer sign, which is 10th to Saturn. However, if Saturn gets into a Cancer sign, which is an inimical sign to it, and aspecting a sign where it gets debilitated, so here the troubles are more, the challenges are higher, and more work needs to be done to be able to overcome the results of such a placement. So keep that in mind. So now, wherever Saturn is placed, what does the 10th house from it means? So Saturn's manifestation is that Saturn is a planet of justice also and fairness. But Saturn is also about a lot of hard work, working with dignity, working with commitment, and then manifesting the results of that house. So if it's placed in the Lagna, aspecting the 10th house, which means that without lot of effort, without dignified effort, without committed effort, without a loyal effort, career results will not come by to you. If Saturn is in Cancer sign in the Lagna and aspecting Aries, that means double the work needs to be done. Now, one thing which is good thing about Saturn is, even if it's placed in an inimical sign or aspecting an inimical sign, Saturn is very, very clear in its characteristics, and so the planet never forgets the characteristics, never stops from manifesting its characteristics. What is the characteristic of Saturn? Saturn's characteristic is, if you are committed, if you are dignified, if you are disciplined, if you are structured in your effort, then if you are working hard about a certain planet, about a certain planetary placement 10th from Saturn, then Saturn tends to allow you better results, even if it's an inimical sign or if it's aspecting an inimical planet. But if you are dignified, you work hard and you nurture the most downtrodden people, the lowest of the low, because Saturn rules the Shudras. So if you are manifesting the results of that house or the sign where Saturn's 10th aspect is, by being very, very dedicated, very, very disciplined, and taking care of the people who are lowest of the low strata, doing more justice to them, taking care of them, nurturing them, then Saturn tends to give you better results. And the nurturing part is more evident when Saturn is placed in Libra and aspecting the Cancer sign, because Cancer is the sign of nurturing. So Saturn says, whichever sign I am aspecting with the 10th aspect, whatever the result or output of the sign needs to be come about, if you work hard and if you are true to the nature of the sign, your Cancer means nurturing, you nurture. But who is Saturn most loyal to? The lowest of the low. So Saturn says, nurture the people who are lowest of the low rung, take care of them, stand by them, be more fair to them. And here fairness does not mean treating everybody equally. The lowest of the low are the people who haven't got the resources to compete with the people who are higher up. So here tend to be slightly more lenient towards the lowest of the low, rather than trying to be very, very fair and balancing of the both ends. You cannot balance somebody who has had no resources and ask them to compete with somebody who has got all the resources and treat them as equal. They are not equal. So equity is important in fair treatment also, and that is what Saturn expects of you. If Saturn is placed in Scorpio sign in the Lagna and now aspecting Leo sign in the 10th house, so here, because it is aspecting Leo sign, the characteristics of Leo: leadership, accountability, responsibility, but with humility. So if you are working hard in your career, but you are humble, you treat people with fairness, but you take accountability, you take leadership, you own challenges, issues, and you also own the results. You are fair to people and you are fair leader, and you again are fair and more lenient towards people who work under you as a manager, as a supervisor, then Saturn tends to allow you even good results, even when it is aspecting an inimical sign, and that is very, very important. Now we are talking about the Lagna. What if Saturn is placed in the Dusthanas, of which Saturn is a Karaka? Saturn is more protective when it is in the Dusthanas, because it is the Karaka of the Dusthanas. And say, for example, if Saturn is placed in the 6th house, and from the 6th house it is aspecting with its 10th aspect the 3rd house. Now what is the 6th house? The 6th house is the house of enemies, inimical forces, people working behind your back, and also all sorts of litigations, all sorts of court cases. Where is Saturn aspecting? The 3rd house of communication, how you market yourself, how you brand yourself. So Saturn here says that if in your marketing, in your branding, in your efforts, in your communication, you are fair to others, you are humble in your communication, you don't communicate as if you are the Lord, but you are humble, your efforts are dedicated, committed effort, disciplined effort, which the 3rd house represents, and in your communication you are fair, you are humble, and you take care of the people who are right down the rung, then the inimical challenges which Saturn may throw at you from the 6th house will be reduced. The challenges which may come about in your health, in your sickness, Saturn will be more protective than giving you challenges, because Saturn is a Karaka of the 6th house. So in fact, Saturn placed in the Dusthanas is a good placement if it's placed in the friendly sign, because Saturn will protect you from those. However, if you are not dedicated, if you are not committed to the manifestation of the house, then God help you, Saturn is the karmic planet. Saturn makes you pay. even if it's an exaltation sign, and if you're not true to the manifestation of Saturn, Saturn will make you pay. It's a planet which will make you pay your karmic debt. If Saturn is placed in the 8th house and aspecting the 5th house, if it's placed in a friendly sign in the 8th house and aspecting another friendly sign in the 5th house, then you can expect good results. Again, but without being true to the results or the duties and responsibilities of the 5th house, Saturn will not give you things on a platter. If it's in an inimical sign that Saturn is aspecting, then it means that more hard work is needed, more dedicated effort is needed, more committed effort is needed. Only then the results will come by to you. So if Saturn is in the 8th house aspecting the 5th house, then Saturn makes you protective of the suddenness of the 8th house, the upheavals that the 8th house brings to you in the matters of children, in the matters of speculative investments, in the matters of romantic liaisons or romantic relation that you have, or in your initial education, or even in your hobbies and what you like to do, all in your public performances. Saturn in the 8th house, and if you're giving a presentation in your office to your colleagues or to higher ups, and if you're dedicated, if you work really hard on your presentation and you're dedicated at your work, then that presentation will go fantastic and you will get stable results. If Saturn is placed in a friendly or inimical sign, but you're not dedicated, you're not committed to your work, you have not worked hard, you have asked somebody else to make a presentation for you and now you want to wing the presentation, then there is definitely a place where you may get into a soup, because you have been trying to cut corners, you have not been dedicated, you have not worked hard. And in your presentations, if you have cut corners and you have not tried to be, if you are not tried to take care of the lowest of the low and not tried to take care of the people who are bottom of the profile, but try to keep only the leadership happy without taking care of your team members, then definitely there is a challenge there. On the other hand, if Saturn is placed, say for example, in the 10th house, which it rules, and now aspects the 7th house. What is the 10th house? The 10th house is the house of your career, but also karma. Where is Saturn aspecting? The 7th house of relationships, but also partnerships and working with teams. So in your career, Saturn will give you stable results, Saturn will give you good results, as long as you are fair to your team members, you are fair to the partners who you are working with, and fair to your life partner as well, because otherwise Saturn will make you pay the karma. If you are not fair to your life partner, your work will not go well, and that is the connection between the 7th house and the 10th house. That means the work relations, the work output will not be good if you don't treat your life partner very well, and that's why Saturn gets exalted in the sign of Libra, the 7th house, because for Saturn relationships are most important, and relationships with the downtrodden, the lowest of the low, and everybody who meets on a day-to-day basis with the 7th house represent is critical. So wherever Saturn is placed, it will give you better results of those. If the 10th from it is where you work hard, you are disciplined, you are committed, and you take care of the people bottom of the rung, and then Saturn will truly manifest good results and gives you stable results. On the other hand, if Saturn is placed in the 2nd house, or now aspecting with its 10th aspect the 11th house. Now the 2nd house is the house of gains, 11th house is also a house of gains, though the 11th house is an Upachaya house. So here Saturn says that you work hard, then I will give you gains in livelihood, I will give you gains in your earnings, I will increase and give you stability in your savings. But what is the 11th house? The 11th house is the house of social connection, social and societal network connection. So if you are catering to some aspect of society and you are trying to help a social cause at a large social level, social cause, and at a larger world level, then Saturn will allow you to manifest your earnings, your livelihood much better. However, if you are too caught up in your desires and your passions and your wishes, which the 11th house represents, but not catering to a social cause, not doing something to give back to the society, then the earnings and livelihood of the 2nd house suffer. Saturn will not allow you to accumulate savings, and even when it allows you and gives you an opportunity and it sees that relentlessly, even when giving you opportunity, you're not giving back to society, then there's a time when Saturn brings your downfall. Then you have to eat into your savings, and then you wonder what went wrong. So wherever Saturn is placed and wherever Saturn is aspecting, keep in mind the combinations basis the signs, basis what sign it is aspecting, whether the sign is an inimical sign or a friendly sign or a multrikona sign or exaltation sign, and be true to the manifestation of the house and true to the manifestation of the relationship that that house represents. If Saturn is aspecting the 4th house, then the relationships with mother becomes critical. If Saturn is aspecting the 7th house, the relationship with your team members, team partners, partners in business, life partner becomes important. If Saturn is aspecting the 9th house, then the relationship with your father and gurus becomes very, very important. If Saturn is aspecting the 10th house, then relationship with the supervisors, your managers become very, very important. If Saturn is aspecting the 11th house, then societal relations, networks, societal connections and friends become very, very important. The relation with the elder sibling also becomes very, very important. So wherever Saturn is placed, whichever planet sign it is aspecting, keep in mind being true to the relationship, being true to the manifestation of the house, being true to hard work, discipline, structured effort, and taking care of the bottom people profile. Then Saturn allows you to, maybe with an inimical sign, more hard work, with a friendly sign, less hard work, and with an exaltation sign, slightly easier, much easier. However, in each case, in whatever case, Saturn allows you to get good results with hard work, with stability, with being dedicated, committed, and being true and loyal to that cause and taking care of the bottom of the profile. Then Saturn tends to give you much better results. So wherever Saturn is placed and aspecting the 10th from it, stable results, slow results come back to you after discipline, hard work, and relation oriented approach. And once you take care of the people who are bottom of the bottom profile, and Saturn will give you stable results, good results, and Saturn will not allow the fruits of that house once it comes to you for anybody to snatch it away from you. And that is what is meant by placement of Saturn's placement 10th from Saturn. So friends, look into your own horoscopes and manifest those results accordingly for the best results from Saturn. And please like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.